Actually, I was sitting on my exercycle one morning, and I called my friend John McKinney, who is an arranger and orchestrator, and said, "I think I want to do another CD." And he was thrilled. He said, "Great, let's go." And I said, "Well, what should we do? What song should we do? What kind of music should we do?" So I got this idea that I'd like to do dream songs. I thought, there's so many songs that are about dreams, that have the word dream in them, that are about yearning or imagining or hoping, but they contain the word dream, either in the title or in the body of the song. So I started with that, and I said, let's do something that has to do with dreams. I bought a Prius, and my Prius had an XM radio in it, and so I was listening to a lot of satellite radio. I seemed to be flipping through 3 channels the most, and I was listening to high standards, I was listening to the 40s channel, and I was listening to old time radio, particularly if there was a Jack Benny show on. And somehow or other, while I was listening to these 3 things and kind of putting this together, I think it all formed. I am nostalgic about that time. I love that time. I love films from the 40s. I love, and the 30s. I love anything that predates, basically, I think I stopped liking movies around 1970. But anything in the past, I like black and white. And I kind of saw this in black and white. It was about 9 months from the moment that I called Mac to when we actually held the product, here it is, in our hands. It was about 9 months, and it was complicated. You know, we had to write it, we had to cast it, we had to find people to do it, we had to get an orchestra together, and so that's when I really started thinking, and it became a real project. I was driving down Pacific Coast Highway, and suddenly this singer came on that I'd never heard before, and I literally had to pull over because she is so brilliant, and her voice is so incredibly beautiful. I thought, this is it. This is the woman. This is the girl. I've got to have her. Who is she? And then he mentioned at the end of the song who she was. She was singing a Cole Porter tune called "Looking at You." She sings around 6 weeks out of the year at the Algonquin Hotel in New York. She is kind of the queen of cabaret right now. She is as good as it gets. Now, Mark Hamill,
yes,
that part. I've known Mark for years, not well. He's a very good friend of John McKinney's, who did the arrangements on the CD. And actually, Mac did the orchestrations for a Broadway show that Mark starred in called Harrigan and Hart. And he always raved about Mark's musical talents, even though he doesn't really sing on this. But I have a 6-year-old son, and so I watch a lot of cartoons. And if you watch closely and look at the cast list, you see Mark Hamill often. He's the Joker on Batman on the cartoon. And I'm always amazed when I hear him, because I think, that can't be Mark Hamill. It doesn't sound anything like him. He's really, really brilliant as a vocal artist. I mean, he can do a lot of voices. So I needed one person to do all the other men in it. And I asked Mac if maybe he could talk to Mark, and Mark said, yeah, I'll do it. And again, I lucked out. I'm not sure. People have suggested that they would like to see it in one form or another. Somebody suggested they thought it was a film, and we have talked about it potentially as an animated film, because I think because it exists in the imagination, both in the imagination of the listener and in the imagination of the man who is the lead character, because it's his dream, I think it would lend itself to being an animated piece. But at the same time, we did create it just to be an audio experience, to try to create something new to listen to, something more than just song, 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 song. And that being said, I have thought about the potential of it being some kind of a concert, some kind of a staged concert with visuals and that sort of thing. And I am kind of pursuing that. but I need to find a director who wants to do it with me, and because I really don't want to direct it and be in it. So maybe I should direct it and not be in it, but we'll see. I don't know. Favorite role I ever did on Broadway, I guess would have to be John Adams in 1776. It was the biggest role I've ever done on Broadway. I've done 6 Broadway shows, but there's something, I have an affection for almost all of them. Not all of them, but almost all of them. Because I was in one of the biggest Broadway flops of all time, too. Three Musketeers. It was a Rudolph Fremel operetta that lost $12 million in a week, and it was really just unbelievably bad. And I'm sort of proud of that, frankly. Well, I can tell you a little bit about it. Basically, it involves, I'm going to go from one end of the country to the other, just going to people's houses and talking to them. There's a specific reason, which I'd rather not talk about, but I won't be making fun of people. That's not what I'm looking for. I really just am looking for ordinary people, or extraordinary people, or peculiar people, or not peculiar people to visit. Just a variety, kind of a cross-section of America. And there is a theme, but I'm going to keep that to myself just at the moment, because it's so simple that I'm afraid somebody else will do it before I get out there. So I'm not going to say it. But I'm asking people to write to me at brentdoc@aol.com. That's simple. And leave me their name, address, phone number, and a little bit about themselves if you'd like me to come to your house. Sean Connery said never say never, right? And so I wouldn't say never, but probably never. We're getting a little old in the tooth to be doing it. You know, at least I am. Data's a character that I think is about youth in a way, and he's about childlike wonder and exploring humanity with sort of childlike eyes. And my eyes aren't looking so childlike anymore, as well you can see. Some of the other people could come back way easier than my character could. But it's sort of like, I don't know if you're a Marx Brothers fan, but in the early days of Marx Brothers films, starting with Coconuts, Harpo was like otherworldly. He was like an angel from another world, and a cherub. And somehow by the later films, I thought he was the least effective of them, because he wasn't young anymore, and there was something about him being youthful that made it work. And Groucho worked all the way to the end, but he didn't have to have this childlike essence, and so I don't think I'm going to probably be doing it again. That said, you never know.
Thanks for watching the You Interview channel. With over 3,000 original celebrity videos, we have one of the largest collections of celebrity interviews anywhere. So remember to like and comment on our videos and subscribe to the channel. If you want to get more involved, you can become a member of the channel. Membership has its perks. You can see exclusive celebrity videos and get the opportunity to ask our celebrity guests questions. We can't wait to hear from you.